If you can't forsake none of these things right now, you cannot be a disciple of Christ. It is impossible. What's going on, Saints? Um, it's another day. It's a nice day outside, but I just kind of learned something a little bit on the words of life, keeping the words of God in your mouth. I just came back from a restaurant that I seldomly eat at, occasionally now and then. And a year ago, actually it was about a year ago of last month, that I went to this restaurant, and there was this waitress that I had tried to talk to a year ago, and behold, she's still working there, surprisingly enough, and I was like, wow, she's still here. Still looks the same a little bit. And the thing about it, I went to the bathroom to wash my hands, before I went to order my food and everything. And, there was a man with BDU pants, with the Army fatigue pants, and he had a hat that had Jesus on it. He wore the hat backwards, and on the back of the hat said Jesus, and on the front it said, He's my King. And I looked at the hat, and I said, man, this is the third time in 2 weeks, I'm encountering the name Jesus on somebody. So symbolically, it means something to me. It may not mean anything to anybody else, but it does for me. And this morning, I had a dream in which that evil one visited me. He was mocking me. He was mocking the prophet, one of my brethren, imitating their voice. And then he got in my face all calmly saying, babbling about something. And then I heard a voice tell me, he is too close. And then I backed away a little bit from him. And as I drove away, as I was leaving away from the restaurant this afternoon, just now actually, something that I've noticed about the Bible, the words of God: the Lord is my shepherd, thou shalt not want. If any man cannot forsake his things, he is not a disciple of mine. If you can't forsake these, cars, see that Mustang over there, those houses, your job, if you can't forsake none of these things right now, you cannot be a disciple of Christ. It is impossible. If you cannot forsake your son, your daughter, your wife, your family, even your brothers and sisters that do the will of the Father. If you cannot forsake them and leave all things, you cannot be a disciple of Christ. And the devil tempting me as I drive back, saying, you should have talked to her, asked her for her number. Don't you want all these things? Don't you want a house? Come on. And I rebuked the devil and said, surely I came into this world with nothing. I will leave this world with nothing. And I know I was meditating last week, expounding on how ridiculous it is for any man to prize any of his possessions above his life and give so much worth to something that shall perish. There's a sergeant that constantly is looking at his Nissan Z60 or whatever it's called. This little two-door sports car. And I mean, this dude would literally, you could be talking to this guy, conversation, and he will stop and just admire his car. And then what came to me, as a matter of fact, this wasn't last week. This was yesterday. I just feel compelled to get a boulder and just throw it through his windshield, just to make a point. You know what I'm saying? I just, just to throw a rock on his car and, make some dents just to make a point. Now, I know I drive myself, a tricked out car, but I've already put it in my heart, $7,000, you can have my car. The rims, the audio system, the radio, you can have it. And you can mock me. That's foolish. I'm pretty sure that's what they said to Noah. That's what the son-in-law told Lot. The wife of Lot, she looked back. She said, am I really leaving to the mountains? Am I really leaving my Durango, my 2-store floor, 4-room house? Am I really doing that? Am I really leaving my nice paying bank teller job? Come on. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I should not want anything. I should not have anything. The meek shall inherit the earth. This whole earth belongs to me, but only the things that were created by God. So when I say that the meek shall inherit the earth and that the earth belongs to me, because I will inherit this, co-heirs with the elect, that does not mean that every single nice looking thing that man has made for himself is mine. It means that everything the Lord has made, I shall inherit. I'm talking about the lands, the waters, that promised land. That's what I'm talking about.